That character
We
is
talked
great,
about it
dog.
last week.
Yeah, that character. I'm hoping the winter balance patch. Actually, it was Dogra who said he was like, "Man, we gotta run one tournament called like the Action Tournament or something,
I
because
saw
like
that.
they gonna nerf it. They gonna nerf that." And I'm like,
Japan knows what they're doing.
Japan and Singapore, they understand how cheap that character is.
Yeah.
I think America finally understands. People are like, I don't know about that, dude. Low health. It's like, the axe kick. And speaking of the axe
It
kick,
is
we're getting
Seth.
to Seth, baby. Yo, Weds
Man,
Night Fights,
and
first match of the day. Let's get it.
I feel like this is going to be a really tough matchup for Mika. Like with her crouching medium punch getting nerfed even more, dealing with that axe kick is going to be so tough.
You're right, dude. Like you can't really deal with the cross up stuff that much. Like it's gonna be
Right.
hell. But then again, Mika gets in on you, it's a done deal. And look at the damage already accumulating in the corner pressure right here.
Put in the corner, going for the reset. I like the attempt at the stand roundhouse to maybe beat, you know, like a slower counter poke. But right now we have Noah making the corner pressure count, but just like that, Flaquito is working his way back to the corner. Or working his way back to mid-screen, excuse me.
I like how Flaquito's kind of using the heavy kick Tatsu right there to get the plus frames. But no, just backing up, finally going in. Gets the confirmed slide activation. Gotta hold this.
Oh, and the bait. Okay. Doesn't even okay, did decide to spend meter. I think... Can't you do Heavy Peach after that combo? I'm not sure. I can't remember. Maybe it's only in the corner.
I'm gonna focus on my man's out here busting out. Flaquito just trying to get out of this situation. It was a big bait, or a big bet, but it's trying to be a bait. But now you know what's fun.
Right now we're actually seeing Flaquito kind of abusing the really strong low forward from Seth that you can basically just buffer into medium kick or light kick or medium kick Tatsu for free. And if your opponent hasn't really labbed it and isn't really looking for it, you can get away with either good chip damage or, you know, like errant hits that are getting you the damage, push him to the corner, etc. Okay, tries to bait with the neutral jump on the wake up.
Okay, here we go. There should be enough right here. Yeah,
oh no, the
right
misconfirm.
And my man just closed. I love how they close it out. Flaquito in general closing it out. Nice and easy with that DP right there. We're all evened out. And like you said before, there's a few missed things from Noah as well, right? Like a few errant things here and there that kind of got caught. And he just got caught with that light. The EX.
Oh, man.
The shimmy.
The
EX finisher.
Good damage. And right now, one guess away from... Oh, my gosh.
That X kick, dude. That X kick is way too good. And okay,
and right there...
No, he did
right
not.
there, we actually saw... Oh, man, is he going to catch him? Nah. Too slow. And that's, you know, that's something... Watching Noah kind of make a name for himself again, like in the beta bash, and now entering over the past couple months Wednesday Night Fights. One thing I've noticed watching him, he definitely has more of a... who would I say? It kind of reminds me of Kazunoko a little bit. Just this very, like, gas pedal to 100, really making big bets in certain situations, and it can come to his detriment.
To me, it reminds me of his days as, you know, a Marvel player where he's like always on
No
10.
man, right?
And dog, but in this kind of game, you can be on 10, but you just have to play perfectly when you're playing at that pace. Because if you make a mistake, you're getting punished big time. Here's the active base, trying to make up the difference. Good B reversal, but so no confirm off that medium. That could have been big to the other corner.
Dead now.
Damage. Yeah, that's dead right there. Flaquito. About to take this.
Just like that, Flaquito's about to make it into winners finals. Oh man, what a call out! And it doesn't even matter that he dropped the heavy kick Tatsu follow up, and you see the great V skill 2 or V skill 1, excuse me, or no, it is V skill 2. I was looking at the wrong side. And this is gonna be stunned.
Oh, he dropped it. Oh, you can't be dropping it. I feel like if you drop against Noah and you let him get that pedal to the metal, he goes back up to 60 miles per hour. It might be trouble. But here we go. Good anti-air. EX.
One guess away. Okay, yep. Knows that that's not real, and he calls out the drop kick.
But it doesn't matter. That anti-air from Flaquito, dog. That's the thing about Flaquito, like being able to right himself in terrible situations, as you saw multiple times, where he was like, man, you know, I dropped this, but no big deal. I'm going to keep my composure. On the other hand, Noah could not do that. And unfortunately, Noah got pieced up for being a little bit too obvious. You saw, as you said,
Yep.
the heavy kick against the drop kick, and a bunch of other things that just were like, listen, I know what you're gonna do. I'm gonna take care of them. So unfortunately, Noah gonna have to move down the losers. Flakido moving forward more in the bracket. It's good to see Flakido have multiple characters, right? It's always good to have people have multiple characters in this game, even if you're running the top tier. Maybe there's some characters that you just don't feel comfortable with, but I feel comfortable talking about this beautiful Matcherino. Guys, make sure you guys hit !Matcherino in the chat. Hit them with the code, run that donation, run some love if you can, just with support to the players. You do the donation quest on the side, the sponsor quest, I should say, and give some love to this beautiful tournament that we have, showing support for the Street Fighter V players in the community and the TLs and things like that. And it's very easy, man. If you don't have any cash on you, run the codes, and it's all good, same way. And also make sure you guys are tweeting this out, making sure it's on the Twitter, the Facebooks,
get it out on the socials.
Exactly. Instagram it. I don't know what do the kids use these days. What do the kids use these days, man? I don't know. Snapchat.
Make TikToks for it.
Yeah, make a TikTok or something about it, dog. I don't know. You know what I do know is, I'm super happy to see Pink in this tournament. He is a loser. He took down Samurai though. I didn't get to catch it.
He took down Samurai? Dang.
My man was going off.
Who do you use?
I don't know. I bet he used Harry.
I would guess so too.
I might be wrong. He's probably gonna correct me on the stream. He's probably watching right now. And be like,
Just blowing you up.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing. He has been looking super strong lately.
Yeah.
He came down from the mountains, and I feel like he's on something different. I might have to give him the built different card, to be honest. I might have to. It might be you, Pink. I know you watch it, dog. You wait for it.
Certified built different.
Certified built different. That might just be it. Might be you, dog. You're welcome. There, you got it. That's what you wanted, isn't it? Because he's been upset that I gave it to Samurai. We're not going to be seeing either of these two people. We're still on the winner's side, people. We're going to be seeing Mortsy coming through against Commander Jesse, who has two great characters, I think. Actually, one great character that can deal well with Fang. From what I hear from the Fang community, the spurts here and there, Sim does pretty well. Being able to teleport around the projectiles and things like that, the movement, all that stuff. That's always been like a pain point, right?
Yeah, I would imagine Sim does fine against Fang, because like part of what makes Fang weird, if you don't know the matchup, is like, he's got such an obstacle course for you to try and work your way through to get into him. And then if he does happen to knock you down, he can really make tricky mix-ups count. But Dalsum has so many answers through his mobility as well as his own zoning game that I feel like he probably makes Fong work harder than he normally has to. But just like that, we're seeing Mortsy pick E Honda. And
what's the point of us talking about whatever characters they pick? Dog, this happened at the CPT.
Throw it all in the trash.
Me and David were like, yo, Shine's got this sick Ibuki. And homie pulls out the jury. We're like,
right? Cooked at the character select screen. What are you gonna do?
You can't be mixed up the commentators like that. We're just trying to do our jobs, all right? We're just trying to do our jobs. But you know what? Like I said, it's good that people have multiple characters. And hell, Shine's jury pick was really good. I mean, it ended up taking down Rob the Losers. And we could be seeing something similar here where this Honda, runs all over Morty or over Commander Jesse.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting too, because as we've seen with No Need to Talk on the East Coast, honestly, Ultra David putting out his own videos and content regarding E Honda, and some of the Japanese Honda players, this character does a lot of damage. And against somebody like Sim, who does have, the lower health, if you're not on point with your defense, as you have to be as a Sim player, you're going to find yourself dead real quick. Now, that being said, Commander Jesse is known for playing very slippery, very anticipatory of how his opponent is going to, try and rush him down. So it'll be interesting to see how these two match up and how Mortsy makes his knockdowns count.
I also want to point out that one thing Ultra David also said, he was like, you know what? Sim don't do too bad in this match if he's, able to throw out the limbs and catch a lot of what, Honda wants to do before it happens.
Right.
Or I'm sorry, it's reverse. I should say Honda does the reverse of that.
Oh, okay.
Sim can do some of those things, right?
Sure.
But when you like you said before, when you're Honda, you can deal out the damage real quick. You can take those air hits here and there. We get stopped with a few normals. It ain't gonna matter too much. Just like you said before, man. That low health, people forget about Sim. He's like a glass cannon without the cannon part a little bit too. But here we go.
Well, I don't know, man. He if you've got the sauce with him, he can do a lot of damage, but it's you have to work for it.
You see how Commander Jesse is slathering and lathering Mortsy out here? My man's
Right?
got that sweet barbecue Ray out here, dog. He's dousing him with it. He is doused with it. And you know, that's the thing is, like you said before, like, you know, him being slippery and stuff like that, being in some bad situations multiple times in that match, he was able to teleport away or, you know, stay floaty and stay, you know, really slippery and away from bad situations that could have put himself into, you know, game over. So we're going to go back to character selection. It looked like he was like, listen, I got to have something for this sim. And this wasn't the move. Mortsy, unfortunately, that just wasn't the move for him. That Honda looking a little too fresh and might have to go back to the old favorite.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You know, in the time that I've seen Mortsy entering Wednesday Night Fights, I don't think I can recall seeing an E Honda. So I'm guessing it's a sub that he's working on. And you know, you're in winners, so why not give it a shot? You know, get a little bit of that experience so that come time, if you have to switch, you can put that in your back pocket and think about it during the week leading up to the next Wednesday Night Fights.
Exactly. And that's a good thing is, like, even if you, I don't want to say Mortsy's going to lose. I'm not saying, yeah, I'm not calling it.
Right.
You know, my predictions are pretty good, but I ain't gonna say nothing right now. But what I'm gonna say is that even if you do lose, the great thing about these online tournaments is that you get to go back and watch what you've done. You get to go back and review the tapes and check out what's good. So you get to see, you know, was this the right pick, or maybe I should have gone with Fang. If I warmed up a little bit, maybe I would have got that win, or maybe this would be the win, and Commander Jesse will be the one watching the VODs.
And so right now we're seeing Mortsy go in. He's mixing up the pressure, and he catches him with the teleport. That's something that's super important against Sim. You have to be able to react accordingly when he teleports and check him out of it. If you're letting him abuse those teleports and really mix up his movement options, you're going to get frustrated super easily and let him run his offense.
Absolutely, man. I mean, you gotta stay on top of this character, and, like, you know, Fang not known for a lot of damage, obviously.
Right,
he's still cooking right now. He's still doing pretty good work. He's still kind of fighting back to neutral, has him slathered and lathered in that purple stuff. What's next?
Yep, he's pretty content to, you know, stay 3/4 to full screen away and throw out the poison, make Sim work for his damage. And it's an interesting perspective where normally, you know, Sim is frustrating his opponents into making mistakes. To see this lame style from Mortsy is interesting.
Unfortunate though that Commander Jesse got the shooters on the roof, that sniper dog, and now it's on match point. But here, you saw how he's able to take care of, like, the poison and stuff like that. Use little far reaching normals to hit him out. So, like, even when Mortsy tries to set up, it's like it doesn't matter because it's just already done.
Right.
Here we go. Side switch though from Commander Jesse.
I think that was a mix-up. I like going into the fireball rather than the flame to get the frame trap. That was really good. Now Jesse's sitting pretty. You can't, especially as Fong. You know, you struggle so much to try and take your turn back after those gales, because it's like they're, you know, depending on the height, they can be as much as like +15 or something ridiculous. So it's like a character like Fong that has slow normals to begin with, he just has to hold that. And what do? You just sit in the corner and cry.
I mean, one of the other things that people got to realize with Fang is just like he doesn't really have the best defense, right? I mean, he's got a pretty bad B reversal. 3-frame is okay. You know, things here and there are just don't add up for him on terms of reversal, like typical reversal stuff, right? So for this character, it's when he gets pressure, especially like that, and you can't accept your game plan, it's really difficult for him. You saw what happened there. We'll see in the losers, brother. But he's not out of this just yet, right, Mortsy? Still got some games to play. Maybe he can brush up a little bit on that Honda before things get going, really. So, you know, it's not over. It's not over yet. You might be seeing some more Fang. You might even see a Fang. Loser side top 8. Or loser side, sorry, grand finals here. Because this is top 8, people. We are in top 8. We're working our way towards the grand finals, and we've got a very, very cast of players. Like, not the usual, not the typical, not the samurai. You know, take a look at the brackets here. I'll show you.
Yeah, let's see who we got.
Actually, you know what? Forget it. We already got Chris CH and Mario up on the deck. Those dudes are coming up, so that's gonna be a great match. And speaking of people that we typically see, those are people that we do see come up usually, in maybe the winner side usually, but sometimes the loser side. But again, that shows you the level of players that are out here, that are hungry, that are waiting for that NA West too. They want that last spot, dog, because you can only get one. There's only one.
Yeah, it's like Highlander. There can only be one.
That's so, dude. That was brutal. Watching Shine.
Oh, dude,
I'm
heartbreaking.
sorry, man.
Heartbreaking.
Oh, dude. It's heartbreaking for everybody, dude.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, it honestly reminds me of how the CPT used to be when they just had the qualifying spots. And you know, I guess there's certainly a part of like a certain charm to that, right? You know, where it's this very like winner take all mentality, but you know, we've progressed to a point now where you can't help but have deep empathy for the person who gets second place. It's gut wrenching.
There's no points. There's no other way to qualify.
Right.
That does make the action even better. But as like when you look at it from like a player's perspective, when it's all like when the dust is cleared, you're like, man, bit sad. It's a bit sad. But you know, here's the thing: is like it's gonna make for a very different Capcom Cup. It's gonna make for a very different, you know, what we're gonna see for the finals and things like that. And I think it's also gonna create a different landscape in terms of like what people are gonna do right after. Because like now that NA East is done, all these Eastside players are able to branch off and practice other things in terms of different characters, matchups. There's still tons of tournaments to play. There's still tons of, you still go to NLBC and all that stuff like that.
Right.
Same when West gets done, you better be coming back to you know, Wednesday Night Fights. I better not see you lacking because there's no reason to stop playing because you might as well keep playing and keep getting better, right? Now you can experiment more. Now you're actually free to really sit down and say, what did I really do wrong? What's my plan going into next year?
You know, and I was thinking about this today. I have to imagine that some, like, for the players who didn't qualify through the qualifying spots, I have to wonder if they're going to work towards upping their content creation in hopes of drawing the attention for the community vote.
Yeah, that's also something you got to worry about too, right? Because like someone's gonna get the community vote, and if Tokido gets in, you know, that's one spot you don't have to worry about. But at the same time, man, if he does, if he doesn't make it, I mean, that's the spot taken right there. Tokido or Pink. One of those two is do, I guess. Those like the three people I feel like are gonna just like they're locked in. Because remember, it's only the 31 or 32 players from last year. I guess it'd be 31 because not IDOM, but 31 players from 2019's Capcom Cup. So you don't need to worry about like some, you know, Joey Donut out here coming through, or me getting all the votes and coming through. My diamond ass coming through, dog. You know, you see my diamond bison like that.
Want that
you ain't gotta worry about that. You know what? They don't want that smoke. You know, that's why I'm up on here, bro. That's why I'm up on here. That's why I'm on the mic.
Okay, so we are getting ready to start losers quarters. This is Chris CCH versus Mario DB. We see Mario with his classic Karen against Chris CCH actually opting for Seth. I actually think this is probably I feel like this is probably a pretty even match. Interestingly enough, you know, where Karen normally really controls the ground game, I feel like Seth could potentially have some solid answers with the crouch roundhouse taking up a lot of space, and then also a very formidable low forward of his own.
That's true. You gotta I also think on the other hand, like Seth having that axe kick, that air axe kick is super dangerous. Because, you know, she has decent anti-airs, but against the axe kick, like, you really got to commit to, you know, either the EXCP or the heavy punch. And I don't think those are the best options. That character is just right there. And you see Mario really pensive and paying off the dividends as Chris gets it from right here, side switch. Oh, man, Aura. It's the finish. That's the end. I love that. Oh, when they whipped that out, I was like, hell yeah, dude.
Dude, it's so sick.
It's like a JoJo's reference, you know. Almost stop. Anyway, Mario DP answer back here.
Okay. This is good throw tech. Chris CCH knew the pattern. But yep, that was a little bit of a teabag. All right.
Excuse me? Oh, you feel like that, Mario? Oh man, Mario feels like
homie.
This is the good stuff to me. Because you gotta really make sure it's done. Because you did this early in the set, you gotta make sure it's really done right here. But Mario does look super strong. But Mario looks like he looks strong right now. You see that fadeaway air to air right there? target combo. And look, he feels a lot stronger dealing with this axe kick too. Gets the crush. That was a raw one. That's sweep tartar, dog. Gets a throw.
Ooh, okay, no back throw mid-screen, but Seth is one of the privileged characters in actually getting a real mix-up mid-screen off of a forward throw. I think it leaves him at like -1, so you like actually kind of have to guess. He did, oh my gosh, he did wake up axe kick?
Bro, it's a little bit too, but you know, okay, so Madman or not, it worked. Also, if he was going for a throw, that would have blown it up. So
yeah,
that's
right,
why the
sure.
axe kick is so strong, right? That's why that move is so ridiculous. Because wake up, I'm going for the axe kick to beat the throw, to beat some of the options and stuff like that. If he had been, you know, a little bit harder on his meaty timings, that'd been a done deal. But all right, I see.
It was nuts.
Round 1.
Damn.
So
that's why you don't teabag until it's over, man.
Right?
Get some games up. Mario feel that type of way. You better do it now. You better finish this off right now, bro.
Oh, you know,
ran right in the V-Skill 1.
I really like the V-Skill 1 choice from Chris CCH because I feel like it takes advantage of Karen's propensity to kind of be dominant and neutral and walk in instances where maybe she shouldn't get away with it.
When you're fighting a button character like that, you're absolutely right. And that plus the axe kick puts so much mental stack and so much dominance in the neutral. Axe kick coming through. Yo! Chrissy Skate with a check to do it, dog.
You on the aura.
You bagged him, and you're not gonna win?
He cursed himself.
Trouble.
He dug his own grave. Man, Chris CCH is playing so confident now. Okay, that's fine. Honestly, that's a fine situation for Chris CCH because he's still got Mario in the corner, and he made him use meter.
Yeah, and look at the dominance that this character has, even when he's like that far away. This is the V-Skill 1, which had been kind of slept on by people, but now people are realizing how powerful it is. Look at that cancel right there. Mario just like, I ain't gonna press the button. And that just makes it even rougher because some of the stocked up skills are really ridiculous for this character. Axe kick coming through again, or a max distance. Mario not even daring to press a button.
He does activate though, and he's trying to fight his way back to mid-screen. Now what's interesting about this situation is Karen, you normally don't see her get a lot of mileage out of her V-trigger, but this is the opportunity for Mario to actually equal the damage out and, you know, potentially take the life lead back. Oh my gosh, that back throw was so good.
Dog, yo, the distance, and now Mario can't be messing up. You can't be lacking, can't be slacking. Look, he wants that final hit to do it.
You see him bobbing and weaving.
Oh,
he stole
the button.
Okay. Now, how is he? Oh, he's dead. Yeah, he's just gonna get
dip, baby. Don't be aggressive to hold you back. Goes right for the super. And I love that awareness from Chrissy CH to say, listen, there's no V-bar. I ain't gonna worry about it.
And you know, what we really... what we really saw there was what we saw there was part of what makes Seth so strong, because you have a character like Karen who historically since this game's release has been so dominant on the ground that basically every character she fights feels the necessity to try and approach from the air. And despite what a lot of Karen players would tell you, her anti-airs are actually pretty good. You just have to be selective with them. But against a character like Seth, that has such strong mobility in the air and such strong like hitbox priority with the ways that he can change his jump arc and use the axe kick at different timings, it's like Karen didn't have a go-to answer in every situation.
Yeah, I think that also kind of that entire match showcased how strong Seth is as a totality. That's a character that's the sum of their parts, right? The V-Skill 1, the axe kick, and the pressure that dash in once you've got them locked down is like all that stuff together to me makes that character like top tier. It's everything together. It's not just the axe kick super strong or the V-Skill 1 when you have the distance and you play the neutral
it's the whole toolkit, right?
It's everything together. I think it's why it took so long for people to kind of recognize how strong the character was. It was like when everything is placed together and you have strong players that are able to take care of that, like they're able to make it work, then you see the power of that cheap ass character. That character is ridiculous, man. I hope we'll win her. I hope that balance up they don't touch Seth though. I do feel like there's some things that are lacking on that character in terms of like how people are dealing with like let the aura fly a little bit too much when that's negative. They don't punish those, and there's some other stuff with this character that you could be a little bit better about dealing with. But for the most part, I definitely think that character.
Yeah, we're seeing. It seems like week after week, we're seeing that character perform exceptionally well in relatively stacked brackets. So I'm really interested to see how Seth players are going to fare come Capcom Cup. But coming up, we actually have this is Mira and D-Answer, right?
Yeah. D-Answer, another a double bang up in the bracket.
Yeah, this is 2 weeks in a row.
It was in winter side already. Yo, D-Answer off to a great start here. Yo, that was dirty.
Right.
I can't believe it either. Had the hands up, but still, D-Answer working on a perfect right here. One more tap to do it, one more touch.
Is he gonna get the world's slowest perfect?
It's looking like it. Do you see the time winding down? 70 seconds on the clock. Oh my, this will be a world record.
Oh my god.
The Guinness World Record right here is the slowest perfect. 67 seconds on the clock.
I just got the text message from the Guinness Book of World Records that is in fact the world's slowest perfect. Congratulations, D-Answer. You did it.
Oh my gosh. I feel like, ugh. Here we go. Yo, you see, she's angry right there. She's like, listen, I can't let this happen.
Yeah, Mira's
highlight right here. That looks really difficult right there. The constant pressure and then just how had him locked down. But here we go. Only lockdown is happening. It's on this bang as the command grab lands. Go take it for a ride. And
basically a perfect of her own. Mira answers back. We're seeing the vengeance coming in. Okay, I like the back
plus range. Yeah, dude, you don't want to hold this plus range once you get to this character, right? You got to switch up the defensive options, especially when that happens. And went to the back dash, didn't want to just go too far.
Oh, just out of range. They did nerf the range on Laura's command grab a little bit in exchange for I think a little bit better damage this past season. What's really interesting is we're seeing D-Answer. There are situations where he's backdashing out of the command grabs, but Mira's fine with that because he doesn't get a punish. That's happened like 3 times this set.
To avoid those situations, but the flip out here from Mira, but the fadeaway.
Oh my god,
that jab was so good. He's so great about creating a space that he wants to work with, where he wants to play, and staying out of bad situations where Mira would like the make or the lower pressure.
Yes.
And there's the throw to finish off. Mira couldn't even escape the corner. Just constant, like, listen, this is where I want to be. This is where I want you to be, and we're gonna play it that way.
Yeah, we hadn't seen Mira really presenting.
This is Eli the Curry, by the way. Sorry, guys.
Oh, it is.
My bad.
Oh, okay.
We're looking at the CFN. My bad. Eli the Curry up here.
Yeah, sorry about that, Eli. We hadn't seen Eli really presenting, like the threat of command dash to make to test D-Answer's reactions. And so you saw D-Answer was able to box Eli in with Fong's big normals, and so I think that's why there was such oppression in the corner there at the end.
Also, you saw just like a general idea of like, or actually lack of idea, I should say, on how to get through the fang balls, right? Like not a lot of DX through there, or finding that timing for it to happen. Then again, D-Answer not allowing it to happen. What he's allowing is the throw pressure, backing away. Oh, there, missed.
Oh man, that like mixed big boy combo. Okay. Ooh, okay. This is gonna be tricky. Another great block. We have seen Eli presenting the answers to the mix-ups, which is super important against Fong, because if you don't know how to navigate those situations well enough, you'll find yourself dead quicker than you might expect. But the thing is, he hasn't been able to close the distance enough to make his knockdowns count.
Yeah, true. Like, we discussed that how, like, you have to know how to play Fang, and a lot of people don't have that knowledge, but, Eli does, but you gotta finish off the plate. Almost there. Overhead! Doesn't connect. I like that EX power. Yeah. That was money right there. That got him out of the situation. I get to play this game. You gotta come to him, but you got one bar to work with. You gotta be super careful.
Slowly walking
fireballs. Yeah. The lockdown with the plus frames of the jab. Counter hit, try to press, and I would have did the same thing, too.
Yeah, and that was Eli actually using one of the buffs that Laura got this season to EX clap. It goes much further. It goes basically full screen, and you know, up until then he hadn't really used EX clap much at all during the set, and so to bust that out at the end and clutch the round out because of it is something that DeAnswer has to be aware of.
Finally landing against the float right there. Finally finding an answer, I should say. Side switch, but I like the answer again. Just back walking out of this pressure or back dashing away from these bad situations and not taking it. He just puts him in the corner because he's like, listen, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna just float and I'm gonna see if you have an answer. And it's not always happening, right? You see that even Eli is like pensive about doing something about that because he'll land in time and get the pressure started like right here.
You know, even with DeAnswer getting that sequence started, what I've noticed is his likelihood to go for the float and some of the ball spacings, as well as some of his ability to throw out normals in neutral, he's been timing it with the combination of throwing out the V skill, and it almost seems like it's a distractive dance to make Eli forget about the fact that he's getting hit by that V skill and having his life tick down. So he's just paying attention to DeAnswer doing all this crazy stuff, and next thing he knows, he's down to 30% health. It's really interesting.
It's like an extra mental stat kind of thing going on, and like you got to worry about all this stuff, and it's like, oh, I had all these projectiles flying through. It's like enough. Like you have to deal with all this stuff, and you have to be able to deal with it quickly because at some eventual point, the jabs, everything hitting, and plus the poison is gonna whittle you down.
Yes.
Okay, puts him
for
back
sure.
in the corner with that anti-air right there. Goes out the bolt. Oh,
okay.
The pickup.
Oh, and he stayed in front that time. Okay, you
DeAnswer
see DeAnswer
with
fighting
control.
back towards mid-screen. And Eli the Curry right now is he's not too worried about he's not too worried about making a big statement when he gets in DeAnswer's space, because he's got such a life lead right now that Fong is really gonna have to make an opportunity count to make this comeback.
Fang definitely is not a character that deals out the damage, right? Like at this point, you chill out, but at the same time, you are poisoned, so it's a game of when do I go in? I gotta go in at some eventual point. You can play seconds on the clock, I can be whittled down at some point, and you don't want to take that risk. Because I feel like it could happen. Eli,
I cannot believe he throw tech there. What awareness!
Oh my god!
I like the reversal. Oh man!
Jump in. Does it get the full
It
combo?
was too high. But now, now Eli can just play back. He's fine. Yeah.
Punish!
Made him crack. It was good. The defense paid off.
Ooh, man, that was risky, but it worked out, just as you said before, man. You've got to find those moments, right, to go on in. You can't let the poison whittle you down all the way. But also, you got to be careful about your approach because you're just kind of falling into the game plan. Eli able to stay solid during that situation. You saw that tweak. They tried to get something going on the last seconds of the clock. And now we're 1-1. Eli the Curry versus DeAnswer. Fight.
Yeah, we're taking it down to the last game to see who makes it further in the bracket, closer to the finals. What a call out on that dash too.
Had the phone picked up, dog.
Okay. Yep, he held the plus kick throw.
I love how he sets up the trap right, the poison cloud right in front after some of these throws, like switching up that pressure right at, like, because you know that he wants to move it. He gets antsy. The side switch, Eli blocks most of it, but still, sun is rising and that damage is heavy.
Now here's the sequence that we need to see. Is just like that, is DeAnswer going to overextend, and is Eli the Curry going to take advantage of it and make him pay? Just like it's already almost tied up in life. Eli has full beat. Oh my gosh, that was such good awareness. The reactions. It's still coming. Okay, how's he gonna? He protests.
Oh man, this stuff right here. He thought it was for his own dog.
Oh my
god, command grab! Eli!
I wonder, did he catch a limb? Was that what that was?
All I know is my man, he hit him with the behind you. He hit him with the
nothing personnel kid.
Dog, he made him say, honey? Honey? And now Eli looking super strong here on match point. You gotta put this character down, right? Because there could be other tricks and traps in DeAnswer's pocket here. What did you have? Go off the bolt. Even though it's minus the space, you don't want to press, right? Like you're so scared to press. plus minus, it's like the space trap that is in fighting. It's at that higher level that a lot of people do not see or kind of notice.
Yeah, right now we're seeing Eli the Curry do a really good job of patiently keeping D-Answer in the corner, not overextending and placing his normals and pressure at such a space that, like, if there's a counter poke attempt, it's either going to get crushed or it's going to get whip punished just like that.
Oof. And there it is with the constant pressure. Eli takes it, find that momentum that he needed, and is going in. And you see the problem of a Fang, right? Like, they get their pressure going.
No defense.
And it's looking long, dog. And there's a lot of pressure that, or a lot of defensive tactics, I should say, that get blown up by throw pressure. So, you know, Eli, great for him to find that momentum that he needed and just maneuver, man. Just maneuver all around that poison. That was great stuff because, honestly, there's not many people who know how to deal with that stuff, right? There's not many players who know how to deal with Fang. I don't know how to deal with Fang. I'm going to be honest.
No.
If it comes up,
It's been 4 seasons and I still don't know.
Take my points. I don't care. It could be 9 seasons. I ain't going to. I don't know what that character does. When I see him, I know. But when I play against him, my mind is just like,
Right.
I don't. It's much. But that's good stuff to Eli to be able to work his way against that character and move on in the bracket. Unfortunately, that means the answer is out. So.
Yes, but good showing. This is 2 weeks in a row where D-Answer has made top 8, and with a character like Fong, that is not an easy task. So good showing to him. I'm sure he'll be back next week just as strong. But this time around, Eli the Curry did take it, so he gets to move on.
Man, it's going to be difficult because that's going to set up the rest of our matches, right? Now we're going to be having Chris CCH go up against No Other Prodigy. This is loser side still. So, you don't want to go home here. And, Chris CCH coming back from that teabag, dog, he got powered up. He said, you ain't going to teabag me. Who do you think you are, dog? You better finish the job, dog. You better double tap. But it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that at all.
No. He's and it seems like, I don't know, there's a bit of a carefree fluidness to how he's been playing Seth. He seems very unbridled by like some of the restraints that Sakura might have, and it seems kind of free form. And man, when somebody feels that comfortable with the character, even as far as I know, this is a fairly recent pickup for Chris CCH, but you can tell he already feels comfortable. That's a scary thing.
Yeah, I mean, Chris CCH has always been that kind of like wild style kind of kid. Like, he kind of got like that fire in him. Like, you can't. These young cats out here, man, you can't really pin them down or you can't really, control them.
Right.
But what I can control is that Matcherino coming up on the screen. People, make sure you guys hit the contribute button and run them codes. Make sure you give a little bit of love if you can. Yeah, you see the coupon code coming up here. Make sure you guys dial that out. Make sure you guys run !Matcherino in the chat and give a little bit of love, right? Give a little bit of love and support to the Weds Night Fights crew and the players as well.
Yeah, and excuse me. This gives me an opportunity, though. I just want to say, like, Matcherino over the past few years has been such a big pillar of crowdfunded FGC events. They've been doing such amazing work to help from small events up to huge events. They've been putting in such work to help support us and provide an opportunity for the fans to financially support our players as well. And it's been super encouraging where, sometimes it can seem a little difficult to get that financial gain that the players and commentators and organizers deserve from, sponsors. It can be tough from sponsors or developers or whatever. But with this platform like Matcherino, they've really opened the doors for people who have the means to provide to go ahead and do that, and it's just been a godsend. Yeah,
that's why we we love Matcherino. That's why we love anybody that supports, runs the support for the Matcherino and stuff like that. Really love anybody showing that showing that it only takes a few seconds. It only takes a few seconds. So make sure you guys are running those codes, especially in these dire times where we don't really have our offline locals. It's always good to have some sort of support, so we have something we can go back to. And let's also get back to these matches. Remember, this is loser side. Someone's got to go home.
Yeah, this is a couple of young guns, shooting from the hip. Both these players can play kind of recklessly, and not in a bad way, but just again they they haven't been playing fighting games for 20 years, so they aren't conditioned to necessarily respect players when they don't have to. And so that can make it super exciting.
Yeah, I think that's a really good skill if you learn how to craft it right. Like if you learn how to put the defensive stuff in there, like if you learn how to be uncontrollable, but also able to run your defensive game. Because there's other players that run that way. They're like very stubborn, but it works out.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's something you have to make sure that you're not falling into the trappings of, being kind of automated because of that, because you can run your game plan, people know that, or being a little bit too open. So let's see if either person is going to stay solid in this match. And I think Seth does really well against Mika, because the neutral game is ruled by this character, the V skill.
Oh,
it's not even on the bat. Actually, both V skills are good against Mika, in my opinion. I mean, one of them gets you in there quick, which you see right here, the V skill too. Just that dash up and continue the pressure.
It's so good.
And that crouch heavy kick doing work right now.
And what's been really interesting too, up until maybe like the last 15 seconds, most of the ground that Chris CCH took was literally just by walking Noah down. And that is such an important skill to have in fighting games, and one that is very difficult to master.
Okay, denying the activation right there. I love how he was aware.
Oh my god, is he
and
dead?
He this damage.
He's dude, that command grab did 400 damage. That was a super.
You saw how Chris didn't back off. He was like, I need to get in there. Noah Prodigy aware, on his wake up, jabbed him when he tried to come in, closed the door on his face, and then Noah Prodigy with the first one.
Awesome body splash. I really like that anti-air jab side switch. So important in Street Fighter 5.
You gotta know when to do it, right? Because there's some moves that you'll get blown up for doing that, right? Like,
right.
It's not always free. But if you can do it, it's really important to get the side switch and not stay in the corner, right? Especially against Mika. You can be in the corner against Mika. Or even Seth, to be honest. The Seth's corner game is ridiculous, as you're about to see right now.
Oh yeah, Seth's corner game is absurd. Oh weird, Nadeshiko didn't hit. The crouch short pushed Mika out of range. That was very strange. I wonder, are we gonna see it off the crouching crouch roundhouse into super?
Noah's gotta do something, man. Noah's gotta do something right here, because it's looking long. No anti-air though. Goes for the raw EX. No one not even pressing or taking the advantage.
Oh my gosh, that whip punish was crazy good. And you know what's good about that too is like, because of V skill 2, you can just kind of buffer that, and it's, if it hits, you win. If not, it's safe on block.
Absolutely. And look at that. Crouching heavy kick, sorry. It's a good button to check even before the drop kick comes through. EX will put you all the way in the corner. Look at just harass him.
Got so many active frames.
Wiping his boot off on his face.
Okay, and now Noah puts him in the corner, trying to cage him. Oh, but he confirms the counter hit. Another one.
The axe kick. I love how he brought that out in the second round, the last round. To try
Good
to
damage.
get things going.
Now it's Mika's turn to mix. How is Chris CCH? Oh man, okay, one more guess and he's dead. Seth does not have the life.
He's got meters. He doesn't use any. He doesn't use a damn dime of it.
Giant swing and he is cooked. Just like that, Noah takes it. It was hard fought from both sides, but we saw Noah's his, what do I want to say? We saw his mentality to not get conditioned, and that's what really helped there.
And I feel like, man, Chris got a little cagey at the end there.
Yes.
You don't want to die with all that meter. I feel like that's a moment where if you're going to bust out, you got to do something, right? Like, it's do or die. And I hate saying flip the coin, because there's more decisions that run for defense in like a 50-50. Like,
right.
It's more nuanced.
Good punish.
CCP was definitely on the deck, but here we go. Chris CCH already taking note of the corner. Now getting the shimmy. DP. Okay. Him for the stun. He
did it a little too early. There was too much block on the light kick.
He had the light kick, but it was a counter hit. I thought he could have did EX to confirm into to get the stun right there.
Yeah.
But unfortunate. Hey man, sometimes you hit those buttons, you can't be right every single day, but he still got it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that's one of those things where it's like, in a perfect world you'll get those, but it doesn't always happen in the match. Less frames.
I'm surprised we're not seeing potentially more raw slides in neutral from Noah to potentially get the crush counter and steal his turn back. But that is a big gamble, I get.
It's hard to do any raw slides when you get beat up like that. Chris, you see the dominance right here. and Noah is not able to answer back at all. And that might have been something that he could, you know, try to implement in his game plan. But you saw Chris was all up in his face. He said, "I know what you have for dinner, dog. I can smell it on your breath." And that's what I feel like you got to do. You put the oppression on with this character. You go back and forth with the accents and things like that. You run the ground game, and you keep the pressure on Mika so she doesn't put you in the corner and run her game plan.
Yeah, and you know, we saw early on that that Noah eventually found a way to deal with the crouching roundhouse from Seth, but Chris CCH has adapted such that he's able to start abusing with it again, and that's been such an important tool for his neutral game.
He's definitely trying to find a way to deal with that, and
it's hard.
You know, it's like
so
doing a
hard.
lot of damage here.
Oh man.
Oh, here we go, counter hit.
Oh, oppressive.
But that whiff, but it doesn't matter. EXDP back in the corner, you go, one more hit to do it, break tag, his live activation,
Good.
disco.
Good reversal.
I love that defensive tactic right there to stay away from the pressure from the back and the game. And there it is.
Okay.
Heavy
Got a
kick
chance.
coming through. This could be it. This could be it. This could be big. The back dash for
CCH. How is Noah gonna make his way in? What's he gonna? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Chris CCH got too overzealous with the crouch roundhouse.
I feel like you have a good lock of what you need to do, right? The crouching heavy kick is great, but you got other tools you have to implement, and it's just like the rotations, they're not fast enough. He's just like maybe focused too much on one area of things, and it's not letting him. It's letting Noah like come back when things can finish off in 1 or 2 hits, right? Like, or a sequence away. You gotta be super careful about that.
Ooh, big damage.
Chase
Good.
that.
Hold the crouch fierce. I mean, I guess V reversal that, right?
I think that's also why it's good to have the V trigger too. Like you get the V reversal a little bit more. And you also might have one for trigger if need be. We haven't even used Chris CCH, even use it. So it's been good to just, hey, I'm just gonna run the V reversal game and I can take you out in the neutral. I don't really need trigger to beat you. Here's the activation.
Oh man.
The disco wins. He said, "Time EXCP denies." I love it.
Now, at the time, oh, he could have killed. That would have been dead. Now he's got the opportunity to give Chris CCH V trigger, but he opts
drop kick.
He'll get another one. Did that work? Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Get it. We are truly in online world.
My man said this is gonna work. That's the young man mentality. This is going to work. And I'm gonna make it work.
I respect it, man. I respect it. Especially, you know, Chris had been very buttonsy and working on counter pokes after certain block strings in that moment. So I guess why not, right?
Noah. Let me just say, hold on. Noah, hold on. I see you.
Eyes open.
Eyes are open, man. I see all the frames. I see you, son. I see you. No, that was good. He, as you said before, being able to catch the buttons, dog, that was some smart stuff right there. So like, ooh, what a bet, but it worked out, dog. Like,
yeah, and you know, that's what counts. It worked out. That's what matters.
I like like you said before. He saw you was getting buttsy. He's like, I got something for you, and he's gonna be moving on to the bracket. Yo, that was perfect. I love that, and I love all these I love all the Street Fighter 5 action. Yo, Weds Night Fights, people, make sure you guys are tweeting this out again. If you're moving on further and further in the top 8, man, you won't find a top 8 like this. 2 Fangs versus Allura. Nah, dog. You only get that on the West Coast, baby. That's West Coast flavored out here. And now, you're seeing some more Fang versus Allura action, man. You poor Eli out here. He was like, man, I got to run the Fang. He got to run another one. And this is the difficulty. If you're running against another Fang, you got to switch your mind off and say, this one might play wildly different, right? He's the top level.
And especially against a character that is so nuanced and complex as Fong, the possibilities for variation in playstyle are almost endless. So to have the mental wherewithal to hopefully reset your game plan and approach it fresh is something very special. So we'll have to see if Eli the Curry can do that.
so excited, dog. Like, to see someone run the gauntlet again, I like to see their adjustments against the character. On the other hand, I like to see what the other person brings to the table. Right now, my man is getting tossed underneath the table with that command grab, bro. Take you for a ride. You just get to pick up the crumbs and scraps, dog. You don't get to eat with the big boys, with the big dogs. You don't get to eat with us. You gotta eat the crumbs. I love how Eli the Curry is like, listen,
oh man, what a mix-up.
I've learned things, and I'm putting them in this one with the EX. He goes
Yes,
for
is he
it.
gonna go in with another one? Okay, he caught him trying to back dash. Oh man, he framed that. And then got the reset with the grab. He's turbo dead. Even if he had 500 health left, Laura could have killed.
That was a 0 to 60, baby. That was a 0 to 60. My man hit that. He's like, listen, I don't want to, but I get it. You know why? Is because with Fang and a lot of other characters, when they have all these crazy mix-ups, one of the best ways to deal with them is just to piece them up quick, right? Get it done in a fast fashion.
To get started. Yep.
I love Eli, that how ready he is for this matchup, and he got that boost, and Morrison's probably like, damn, I wish I was the only Fang. This is one of the times you wish you were the last Fang out in the field.
Right. Yeah, you know, excuse me. Eli so far has been playing this a fair bit more aggressively than against D-Answer, and I think that speaks to the fact that Morty hasn't been making as much of an attempt to like play his zoning style. He's been playing a little more in like the mid-range and working towards frame traps and mix-ups to hopefully, you know, run his offense. And so it's given the opportunity to Eli that he could, you know, with punish and counter poke and get his own train going.
You're letting this character start the gameplay, but right now Morty can be able to finish off his.
Ooh,
on the other side. Yo, that was
Damn.
dirty, man. That was grimy, man. I can feel it on my skin right now. But you were saying how risky that was, and you saw how close it got for Morty. Because you're playing at a range that she wants to play, and if she gets barred V-trigger, it might be a done deal. Good jump in right here, goes for the EX clap. He's in front, Morty getting pieced up.
Oh man, one guess away. One guess away. The backdash, crucial.
He needed that. He needed that.
Good meaty stand light kick. And now he's turned it around, and now he's dead.
You know what? I'm a
Oh, he
drop. Drop!
Oh man,
Let it be like this. Don't drop. Yo, pick that up. 5-second rule, dog. 5-second rule.
Okay. Puts down the cloud, and he's content running away.
Oh, you see that? He came on that
He's dead.
On that crouching heavy kick. Are you kidding me? He saw the crouching heavy kick. He saw the sweep. He said, I got something for you. No cleaning service today. He's staying dirty with it. Now he's on match point. Like the Curry with the reaction.
The reactions and the know-how of your character, the awareness that you're easily it has to be Laura's best whiff punish button is that crouch fierce. It hits from downtown, and to know that that was your opportunity, and then just like that, taking that momentum and carrying it all the way through to win this and close it out. So strong.
Dog. Eli the Curry said, man, you don't get to play. It's a one-player game, bro. You see the,
for sure.
The packaging? Single player only. Ah, man, I just that drop though from Morty. I don't know what that would have been, but that could have maybe turned the tide. And at that point, like that last match was looking like, dog, I don't know. I'm still thinking about that, and I'll be thinking about that all the way home, because now it's Eli that's moving on the bracket. But still, great play from Morty. And again, it's always good to see that variation up in the top spots, right?
Exactly.
Top 8. That just shows you the level of play, and also shows you the where Street Fighter 5 is at, the level that Street Fighter 5 is at in terms of the meta. You can get a Fang that high up in the top 8 with the best players in the U.S. I think that says something about the game, right? To me, that says something big about the game. So,
especially too, because we see that there are multiple Fangs that are playing at this level. So it's not like they don't get any modicum of experience, right? They get to fight these high level Fangs. But to know that these Fangs are still putting in that work to make it this far does speak about the game's balance where it's at and just how strong those players are. It's great.
It's fantastic, man. It's creating some fantastic play, man. I mean, we saw this weekend when Smug took it over Shine. It was like people, because I was like, man, I don't know how Shine's gonna do this. In my head, I was like, how is he gonna do this? Or Smug, how is he gonna do this? And he had a plan for not only the player but also the character. And I'm like, maybe there's not maybe, there are ways to deal with things in this game where even if it is a bad matchup, there are certain elements that people are just finding out and these top level players are really implementing in their game plan. And you see that, you know, time and time again, even these locals that people maybe just you start noticing a little bit more. Like Smug, to be honest, he had a game plan for everything. You saw how even though Laura, you know, there was some drop moments. I'm not even sure 100% how that matchup is. How they were character specific things. Like when you implement those, that's where the game really shines, and that's where the action and the magic really happens.
You know, I thinking about it, Smug, oftentimes, you know, people see him, obviously he's a world-class player, but people often associate him with like the humor and silliness of his streams and the videos he makes, right? Which is great. But something that I think can be kind of overlooked, just how much time he puts in the lab and training against specific scenarios. He honestly reminds me a lot of Brian F. Maybe not quite as studious, but he puts in the work and it shows, especially against a character like Ibuki that has crazy mix-up potential. And
when he wants to play. Yeah, I mean, when he wants to play, man, I played him before. It sucks, dog. When he wants points, he'll take your points. I was like, oh, it's like he's gonna use these joking around. Nah, that dog beats me up quick. We're gonna be quick in this winter side action right here. Commander Jesse versus Fukito. We're gonna be seeing the Colleen versus the Seven. I like the choice of using Skill 1 to be able to get the suction to really take care of the ground game that the character wants to implement.
Yeah, you know, against a character like Colleen, where she tries to, at certain ranges in neutral, she wants to throw out the hail to, you know, hopefully make you block and give her an air approach, or to, you know, work her way in with the crouching medium kick, maybe stand fierce. The option to use the suck from Seth really shuts that down, and then she has to rethink her approach.
That crouching medium kick you saw also low profile some of the Isaac, but this could be the difference right here. B trigger and the damage on the deck. Jump the combo. Yo, pick that up.
He might be dead.
Brush off that dust. It's still edible. Heavy kick.
Oh, not quite dead.
And you game here. The
close it out.
On the makeup.
The tried and true. It never fails. It never fails.
Man, the axe kick, the double heavy kick Tatsu. This character is super ignorant, and I love how Fukito knows how to use everything of this character's toolkit.
Yes.
And here we go, Commander Jesse trying to get the fade away, no go. Watching the corner,
oh man,
with a heavy kick.
Yep, the preemptive roundhouse, and he's gonna get a big combo out of that.
This is deadly right here. This isn't too bad in terms of like the beat skill.
Oh, he
gets after this. Yeah. I think he tried to go for the B skill. He wanted to go for the B skill follow-up, but you know, it's bad. So he's like, wait a minute, what does this do?
Yep. Don't quick rise. Don't even have to deal with the hail mix-up. That's smart. Okay. Yep. Go into V skill or V trigger. Excuse me. Man, that was a tricky mix-up.
Ooh, yeah, good blocks right there. But he saw that one. Crouching mini kick, no confirm, but good check though. Fukito
is close to being able to chip out Jesse with the right block string. Oh man!
The light. That could have been it. Oh, spins a bar.
He could have chipped him out.
I think that might have been an input error, but either way, any person's game still. The light checks. That light button going to be super important in this closing for either player. And the crouching mini kick as well.
Man, this is so tense.
20 seconds on the clock.
Jesse is doing his best to maintain composed, making his way in though. Bro,
this is hard defense right here.
Neutral. Oh man.
10 seconds.
Going down to time. Are we gonna get a draw?
Yo, I like how.
Oh, the overhead!
It doesn't matter. I was gonna say I loved how.
Seconds. Oh my goodness, so smart.
I was gonna say how I love how Fukito was like using DX for the pushback, but that overhead was just enough. It hadn't came out the entire round, but that was the right point. That was the time to do it. My man said, "Do it now, Gohan. Do it now."
Do it for the animals.
Gohan. Do it for the animals. But nation. Gohan. I don't. That sounds. Yeah, that sounds 16 sounds.
I know what you mean. I'm picking up what you're putting.
All right. I like how you use the B skill to get rid of it. You gotta get rid of that thing, right? You use the suck. My man's going to the super.
Seth's super does so much damage. He doesn't really get Oki after this, so Jesse's still got a chance, but it's gonna be a tough hill to climb.
But to me, like, it doesn't matter. That's what I was gonna say. The B skill makes it not matter, because if they wake up with something got the B skill in the deck, back throw from Jess, he's got a lot of tricks to work with, and this is where Colleen shines. Is when she's got the bar and when she's got the trigger on the deck. She's gonna be able to use it.
I really like the option to go for the V trigger there, because that was just weighing down both Jesse's options, because he had to hold all the blocks, right? But it was also ticking down the V trigger timer. It was really, really good. It minimized his opportunity for a comeback. It was very smart from Flaquito.
Very strong stuff here from Flaquito, but yo, that was hard fought, right? And the great thing is they both have several characters to play, so you guys might be seeing some variety as we go back to the Battle Lounge. You know, Commander Jesse might be switching to the tried and true Sim. There has been a debate on whether or not Sim does well if he goes Sim. You could also, I can see as the G, but honestly, I think Sim would be a better pick than G. You know, I don't know what I would do if I'm either person, to be honest. Like, do I go the Sim pick, which has been kind of rumored to be good for Seth or good for Sim? It hasn't been fleshed out all the way. Or do I go the G pick and try to get in them pockets? G is not a good pick, I don't think, for Seth. But there's if you run your game plan right, you can do the G things that G loves to do, right? So I'm curious to see what Commander Jesse's gonna do. He does have a G. Obviously he's got the Sim, so he's known for, right? At the same time, Flaquito can counterpick. He's got the Sagat, as we've seen earlier on James Chen's stream in pools, and he's got the Sakura that he's known for as well.
Right. Yeah, you know, I think between the two, yeah, I would suspect Dawson would be the better choice over G. But I still think this is gonna be tough, because the damage that Seth can deal out is immense, and again, you know, the axe kick, the active frames are so strong and it lasts so long that, like, you can just harass with it in neutral and beat everything.
It's ridiculous. I think this character can kind of, personally, I think he can kind of keep on Sim. He's got to have the right B skill. I think B skill 2 is the right answer for this to get on through.
For sure.
And once you get on through, I mean, it might be kind of difficult, but once you get in there, but that's not the right way. I think if he would have went for the multi-hit punches, that would have definitely worked, but not the DP. Bad call, try to call it maybe the float or whatever, unfortunately, but, you know, Flaquito not stuck in the corner. Just he has all this to work with, all this to play with, too.
Yeah, I think there Flaquito was assuming a guaranteed punish, and that's why I think, like, right there too, he was betting a little too much rather than going for what might be the safer read on block. And honestly, it kind of cost him. You know, it made him take a decent amount of damage, which Seth can't. He can't just rack that up. He is a low health character as well. And Jesse was able to make it hurt.
Yeah, you saw, like, multiple times that was an unfortunate thing. That was like 2 times that it happened. It was big punishes too. There, Jesse, walks his way out of the corner, but nice cross cut. He gets the chase down right here. Puts the Gale on. We're back to mid-screen. And, yo, Commander Jesse willing to, like, kind of turn on and off this long-range approach when he feels comfortable to be right in front of that thing.
Right now, he's going in. He's really laying on the offense. Okay, yep, going to V trigger. I like the V reversal from Flaquito. Oh man, the damage.
Oh, on the check, he caught him walking back. He said, "Where are you going with that?" And Commander Jesse, this was what he needed, right? Was the pick.
Yeah, you know, and in that last sequence there, it was a really smart bet from Jesse, right? Because Flaquito was trying to walk out of range of the slides and hopefully figure out a way that he could safely activate. And so from that range, because he was walking back, Jesse was like, okay, I can throw out the stand fierce, and if you block it, I'm not getting punished. If it hits, I win. It was a very smart, low-risk decision there.
Oh, you see him check after the heavy punch right there. Knew that aura hands, what he was trying to do wasn't real. He checked it before it happened. He started his offense.
Oh man, and he caught him crouching. Okay, I like the next scale on wake up.
I like the back throw too. Get that position and lock him down.
Okay. Right now, Seth is struggling a little bit. I like the EX to get out. He had to do something to deal with that pressure, right? Okay, he gets the dash up. I like the micro walk forward. I think no, I don't think he's dead.
Not just he said to do it. There it is. Yeah, the job was done. That's Here's the thing about Seth is that even though B-Trigger 1 is super good, B-Trigger 2 has its uses too, especially if like that's the kind of player that you are. Even if it's like marginally weaker, it's still super strong when you put them in bad situations like that. And that's what happens with Flakeeto. Starting to turn things on in B-Trigger, starting to help out with that.
You know, I just want to highlight right here this opportunity that Flakeeto took advantage of. He walked Jesse back towards the corner a bit, didn't really apply much pressure, but enough to move him back, and dashed up to make him think that he was going to do an axe kick, and jumped in with a heavy kick while Jesse did crouching medium punch, and got all that damage to push him towards the corner. But just like this, Jesse is fighting back.
There's a follow-up right there, like the DT activation. Here we go. This could be the finish, and he gets it! The dirty stuff, the non-overhead overhead. That's the thing, is like that hit, that last hit when it swings down like that, is not the overhead. The other one is the overhead. That's the
You're right.
right there. That's the tricky stuff,
Right.
dog.
It's hard to differentiate.
It's like a built. So the thing is, when this character came out, I was like, where are the mix-ups? Why is this character not like Street Fighter 4? I didn't realize it's the axe kick, it's little things like that that make up the mix-ups of this character that make it so strong in its own different way, right? Like everything's so strong in Street Fighter 4. It doesn't matter. It's still stupid. It's not stupid. It's just its own different way. It's its own different formula inside.
Yeah, it's just
same pace.
5 frames stupid.
Yeah. That's why I was playing this. To be honest. Yeah, if you're playing this, you gotta be looking at this as like, I gotta get rid of this V-trigger or make him spin the reversal like he was before. Because that trigger's been the thing that blows things out often, way too often. So you gotta just by the pressure.
Yeah, Jesse was hurting there, but he, you know, he took the right opportunity to fight back, and he was able to make Flakeeto expend his V-trigger and not really get anything out of it. So he's sitting pretty. He does. Oh man, that is Okay, he's not quite dead.
Back throw.
Oh, he can.
He gets another one. Yo, my mom said I can have two. Don't matter.
So,
let me show you the princess. Mr. Fantastic got these hands made out of plastic. Man, Jesse, he's fighting
bars?
back, man. My hand's swinging.
You spitting?
Dog, you know I got those, dog. She trying to make me feel some type of way. Make me act up again. All I'm gonna say, they never should have let a man like me on CPU. Anyway, EX.
Should have never gave you a mic.
Bro, they should have never. But now we're here. Yo, look at the heavy X
man.
kick. He caught him
He's one
back
death
in.
away. And just like that, what stuns him? None other than axe kick.
He doesn't even need to spin the EX, dog. Just the normal one. The vanilla, no sprinkles. Oh, Flakeeto, match point here.
Yeah, he's going into match point sitting very comfortably. You know, he's a little bit behind on meter, but he doesn't really have to worry about it. He's been doing such a good job. Oh my gosh, that whiff punish was absurd. The fact that he can confirm that from full screen is so strong.
That's what makes that B skill super strong. Like that's ignorant, dog.
It honestly is.
All right, here we go. Commander Jesse trying to fight back. He's got a lot of bar to work with at the bottom. How is he spinning that? That's one of those things where, like, you know, the other thing is, like, Seth has such low health that, you know, you have to be super careful how you play. Like, he's super ignorant, but, you know, you're a paper bag out here.
Yeah, and you know, it's especially with a character that has all those tools and that kind of rushdown, you really have to, you know, not overextend, which can be easy to do if you have all those things at your disposal. But Flakeeto's doing such a good job of abusing the right moves and picking his spaces to make Jesse feel very uncomfortable and second guess a lot of his defensive options. But just as I've been gassing him up, Jesse takes his turn back there and closes it out to tie it up, or not, excuse me, I'm sorry, not tie it up, but or no, that is tie it up, right?
No, you're right. Yeah, you're definitely right. 2-2 right here for winners.
Yeah,
finals.
2-2.
This season's gonna move on to Grand. And to be honest, if I'm either player, I want to be in winners because that's gonna allow me to, if the bracket gets reset and I gotta fight somebody who has characters like this, I want to be able to switch as much as possible and stay solid with it.
Yeah, and one of the things that we're seeing as the set has gone on that's made a really big difference has been the on-point nature of Flakeeto's V-Skill 2 punishes. He's really kind of dialed in the timing on them, and it's pushed Sim to the corner, which, you know, is where he struggles, right? And it's given Flakeeto the little bit of advantage that he needs to run his offense. Okay, and he's gonna be activating V trigger soon. Oh, he doesn't even need to.
And again, the DP to do it. My man is Optima here, and he is again on match point. Flakido looking super strong, super solid. And to be honest, there are moments where it's like,
Oh my God,
the whip punish.
again.
Dog,
Disrespectful.
yo, chill. Capcom looking at this, dog. Chill. You can relax a little bit, my man.
We're trying to get you
hard
on
out
the
there.
dirt.
You gotta chill with that. I'm trying to play this character good. Cross cut, EXP on the wake up, being able to stay solid. Commander Jesse. I just like this.
Ooh, okay, that was a really ambiguous fireball. That teleport was tricky.
That's a smart stuff, but it has to equal more. It's gotta be the strongest part, just like Seth's tools, right? Because we've seen so many escapes and just whip punishes that start so strong with characters. Yo, he's dirty. Dirty with
That's
it.
right, yeah. He's still, by the time it's all said and done, he's gonna get V trigger, or at least another V reversal.
Heavy kick raw? Doesn't even cook it? That's heavy kick hard, baby. Interrupt though. EX.
Okay, yeah.
Front.
Delay wake up. Don't take the mix up. Oh man, good drill from Jesse. That was so well spaced. And just like that, he brings it to match point. You know, both of them only need one more round to go into grand finals on winner's side. That's super important advantage going into the set count.
I like, the crease in the shoes right there with the drill. And these two are at the very tippy tip. Using the EX right there because, that's always, things also get really good, damage-wise. You gotta use the EX bar for that.
Right.
You gotta be careful with those.
Good back, oh, this hurts.
He caught him crouching, dog. He was ducking. It said, watch your dog.
And he's got V trigger on deck. Okay, good V reversal. I like it.
Yeah, I did want to be caught up in any mixing.
Oh, man.
Back in the corner we go.
Okay, another V reversal. One hit can make a big difference. Okay. He's got a chance now, and he's bringing it back slowly but surely. How? Oh my gosh!
You bet it all. That's unfortunate. No, Flakido bet it all. He rose to the heavens and got sent down to hell. Commander Jesse takes advantage of that scramble situation, dog man. Yo, I would have did it too. Flakido, chill. I would have did it too. But Flakido, not out of this just yet. Don't worry.
No, he's got a chance. He's just sent down to the losers bracket.
Exactly. The demons of the dungeon, dog. But can he make it out? Because, you still got to go through a player or two, right?
Right, and what's going to be the real test here is to see where his mental fortitude is at. Because, to be honest, that was a long winners final set. It was drawn out. There were character switches. And Jesse was honestly almost looking like he was down and out. And to make those adjustments in long matches and come back and win, it's draining and exhausting on both players, but especially so on the losing player. So we're gonna have to see how Flakido can adjust and hopefully keep his energy in the tanks going through that gauntlet.
Yeah, that's the thing about playing tournaments, especially tournaments against really strong competitors and players.
Yeah.
You have to have the energy for the entire time, and you have to have the mindset that I'm going to play this no matter winners or finals. I'm going to go all the way with it, especially if you're on the loser side like we are right now. No Other Prodigy versus Eli. You really got to have the mental fortitude to say, I'm going to reset the bracket when I get there. I'm going to make it all the way there. It's a journey, and I'm going to take every single step. But who's going to move on? It's going to be Eli the Curry versus Noah here, and it's Mika versus Laura.
And I have to say, we were talking about awareness and energy levels and mental toughness. If there's a character, or if there's a player, that has displayed all of those qualities today, it has been Eli the Curry. He had those really tough matches against both the Fongs and Top 8, and different play styles too, and was able to adjust when he needed to and have a strong enough game plan to beat them. And he's just looking really solid right now.
See, we have solidity up here. Yeah, blocks it out.
Okay, now we got to deal with
the party starter.
Oh, I really like that slide there. Hit just neat enough to make the extra frame advantage from the Nadeshko. Ooh, big punish. Noah went for the bottom smash.
Yeah, my man Sandry's got the towel
I
on.
like that. Don't even deal with it.
I like just the movement in general from Eli.
Oh yeah.
Just stay away. You saw that right there, the command dash too. My man saying, I'm not getting caught by anything.
He has checked every single drop kick attempt.
He knows what comes after, but you know what comes down. In the corner, gets a throw.
Is Noah gonna make this count? Is he gonna make this comeback? Or are we gonna see another? Oh my gosh, that was so tricky. I thought he was on the other side. You hate to see it. All that work down the drain.
That's the interactions that Mika loves. This is
Oh,
where
sure.
she lives,
Scramble.
dog.
That's where she dies.
And this is the thing about Mika. A lot of people are like, yo, Mika needs, you know, she's weak, this and that. I feel like she's one of those characters that she's never out of it. Once she puts you in a corner, it doesn't matter. Like, obviously, she has to make the right guesses. But, you know, the thing is like, she's never out of it because of that fear. Because of the things that she can put you in. Like, right now, Noah's already gotten in the corner. And you have to, your mental fortitude has to be super strong. Not only that, your defensive attack is here. And you see him trying to get the push. Stays in front, overhead connects. It's a command grab. Yo. You can't,
Build
I
all
can't
the
get robbed
meter.
I can't get robbed if I rob you first. You get
Yeah.
me? I can't get robbed if I rob you first. Eli the Curry putting on the pressure to disallow Noah the Prodigy to get his stuff off.
Yeah, and you know, I feel like that's something that really shines against a player like Noah the Prodigy, right? You know, we talked about how he's got such a high octane offense, and if you can figure out how to get your mix and pressure started first so that he's guessing wrong and making these mistakes, it really shuts down how he wants to approach the game plan.
I think also, just Laura just in general has, like, just a better neutral just in general. The crouching medium kick being robbed.
For sure.
If you've got the clap and stuff like that, you've got to really maneuver your way even more as Nico and find those hits and make them hurt. Just like this right here, the corner push, but the reversal though, when you're back in the corner.
Oh man, oh, he dropped it, and that gives Eli the Curry the chance to get the trade, and he gets out of the corner. This is huge. I really like the view reversal there. Make her guess, and she's dead. Oh no, okay. He just wanted some damage. Man, he has to really be
The
concerned
drop
about-
kick went to the fireball just right at the right point.
Oh, that's-
Splash,
oh
to get the
my God.
punish.
Man,
Oh, man,
this
anybody's
is
game.
by the Curry.
But you see the bomb, yeah, because that bar, the
What is-
super,
oh my
I
God.
just said the super, and he heard me. Bro, he's cheating. He heard me call it the super. He said, I'm already holding on because I don't want to go south. First one goes to Eli.
That was a really clutch round for Eli, but man, I was sweating. I can't imagine the type of anxiety he was feeling. I thought Noah was gonna make that comeback.
Yo, I thought, but that's the good thing is like, it's kind of like a tell, right? That helps you out because you see the bar at the bottom, and you know what could possibly happen if you know the person that you're playing.
Sure.
That could be like, oh, they're gonna go for the super because they want to close it out, and we've already seen how messed up Mika's super is. You need to call it out, but obviously, you know, execution is gonna be different than noticing. But that was great
Yes.
awareness by Eli the Curry.
Oh.
Still, it's only one game.
Interesting. So what we saw there was Noah mixed up his jump attempt, and normally in that situation he had been going for body splash, and Eli the Curry read that to go for the back dash, or I'm sorry, the command dash to get underneath it. But because he normal jumped, it crossed him up and made Eli the Curry do the command dash backwards. It almost cost him, the screen positioning as well as a jump in damage, but luckily he was able to come out of there scot-free.
Gosh, EX wingless dog. We don't need him where we're going. With a Prodigy starting to answer back, be a little bit more button see, and I think it's working out right.
Yeah, he's playing a little more active and neutral with a little bit heavier buttons, and it's letting him set up the crazy jump attempts.
Go back into the mid-screen here.
Okay,
EX cross frames.
to get the pressure, building up the gray damage. I like that view reversal. Mika does have one of the better view reversals in the game. It's not as good as it used to be, but it's still exceptionally good. Ooh,
Flash
I
gets
can't
blocked.
block that splash.
My man saying
Ooh.
super dry, but unfortunately with just too much mental stack, you see Noah scrambling a little bit to get back and into the punish, and just wasn't aware.
And there you see that big Season 4 buff for Laura coming into play. The EX clap lasts so much longer than it used to. Oh man, the mix. Okay, one guess away. Oh! I thought
He
for sure
held north again!
I thought he was gonna option select it into wing. Is that wingless airplane? I think.
Yeah, wingless airplane. EX wingless airplane. I thought that was coming too, but my man still held north, and I think he was like, he was thinking, listen, I'm just gonna hit him with the meaty, bro, it'll be all good. My man was already holding north, he was already up in the skies. He said, I'll see you later. Yo, Eli the Curry on match point. Noah needs this to stay in.
Yeah, Noah needs to dig deep and figure out a way to win neutral so that he can actually start having the opportunity to command grab. We haven't seen that since the first set in the game. Okay, this is big
right
damage.
there. Big damage, and he called out the answer right there. With the jumping heavy. The double stuff.
Ooh. Okay, he's going a little
Side
crazy.
switch?
Slow it down.
Yeah, if you know it, this is you said right here. Like this is the point where you have to lose. You're all good, right? You have to slow this down. You cannot make mistakes like that. You cannot give this game away right now. Gets thrown.
Eli the Curry is way too seasoned a veteran to not be able to close something like this out.
Right, or you know when you're down this much, you won't feel that deterred, especially when you already have a game up like this. Like he's fine with this.
Oh man, that check on
you see the confidence?
It was so good. He has done such an exceptional job. Oh
wow, unfortunate. And you know Eli the Curry's gonna capitalize with the capital W. That's a big dub right here.
Nice save, I like it.
Yeah, I was gonna go for the capital T for some reason. I was like, you know, well, the W sounds better. That just sounds better. Man.
And yeah, right there was a prime example of Eli the Curry's tournament experience. And not to say that Noah doesn't have it, right? But you're seeing a little bit of that tournament maturity where it was getting down to the wire, and he knew that he could play composed and not show a little too much of his hand and play close to the chest and make Noah hang himself essentially. And he let him make the mistakes and close out the round when he needed to. It was really, really good from Eli the Curry.
Eli the Boomer, y'all. Hey man, y'all. You know the Boomers out here, dog. You know doing work, but yo, good stuff to know.
Put some respect on our name.
Hey, I don't deserve any respect. I'm pretty bad. But you know what? Put some respect on Eli's name. At the same time, good stuff to know to see him in another top 8. It's always great to see him. Yo, make sure you guys are checking out Noah's channel. He's going to be bringing back the Nightmares on Saturday night. It's going to be some excellent
it's been a really great
good stuff. I love seeing that fire because, you know, people want to run them sets. That's a good place to do it. But we'll be running some more sets here. Losers finals, Wednesday night fight, 6 out of 5. Another Curry moving on the bracket, but Flaquito stands in the way before he can make it to grand finals. Who's going to be taking this one?
Yeah, so I'm going to guess that. Oh, he's actually picking. You know, definitely Laura struggles in this matchup, right? Outside of having Bar, you know, she's gonna struggle to get past Sagat's Fireball maze. But man, we are seeing so many whiff punishes here. Holy crap! He's dead. I think he might be dead. He's dead. Oh, he got the reset.
Oh my God, he's dead.
That was an American reset.
Hold on now. That was dirty. Hold on now, let's relax a little bit. We were just talking about this matchup. Give us a second to kind of discuss things. Because you know, as you said before, maneuvering the maze. My man, he wasn't even in the maze. He walked outside the maze. He walked around. He said, "Wait a minute, this is actually right here."
Or to go through the hedges. He's like, "Screw it. I don't worry about none of that. I got the pass."
You know how like you have to make, you know, those kids have those like kids mazes and stuff like that. You just, draw the line. He puts Roger all the way through, dog. He's like, I'm in there.
Right to the corner.
But that's the way you gotta play. You gotta play right close to the character's face and run the game plan. I like how he's unafraid.
Okay, and you see Flaquito bust out with the EX uppercut there, and he's trying to play at a range where Laura can't contest freely with the fireballs. But you did see him. Try to heavy punch DP through the fireball from that range, and it ran out of invincibility frames.
Unfortunate. Here we go. Making the comeback with Flaquito. And this you gotta be super careful about how you approach these fireballs. You gotta be super careful because I see the EX bar at the bottom. And you know, Eli. Oh, he's gonna use that for the fall. You know, watch by 6, watch by 12. Yep. Okay. Chase down.
Oh man.
Oh, the dirty stuff. He ran right into it and got the follow up. Eli.
The movement from Eli there was so strong. And towards the end of that round, we saw Flaquito. You know, he was content to sit back and throw fireballs and make Eli approach him. And despite what might have looked like confidence, I have to imagine he was feeling a little bit of tension. Because Eli, like, you know, he's been doing such a good job in getting around those fireballs and making Flaquito play at a range that he couldn't get his zoning started, that I can't imagine Flaquito was feeling too at ease.
Yeah, and this is what I like to see a little bit more. A little bit more at the mid-range game and kind of walking outside that range, using the standing medium kick and going for the fireballs and things like that. Kind of going back and forth with your offense. You gotta start doing that.
Good DP.
Just relying upon the zoning game.
Yeah, we're we're seeing from Flakido here that he's getting more confidence in neutral and his spacing. You know, he had that really great spaced Tiger knee just a little bit ago, and he's really abusing the standing knee movement right now.
Until it was always a dot dog. It was continue. It was too big continue. Okay, good reversal though. You gotta be super careful, and there we go. The high shot coming through to check the bolt before it can get started.
Yeah, Eli the Curry got he got a little too comfortable in the range where he wanted to throw certain fireballs, and that's what allowed Flakido to throw out that fast Tiger knee shot to close out the round. That was really good.
But here's the thing, you see what happens now, right? You see what happens now. Once Lord gets in, he's running through them pockets, dog. Where did his health go? He lost his health like you lose your car keys. What happened?
It's been all over Twitter for 4 years, but we know that if you get stunned off of a command grab by Laura, you are dead. I don't care how much life you have, you're cooked.
You get stunned, you're done. All right, that's just how it is. You put down the controller and say, "Go, next game, next round, let's go. Move it on. Keep it moving."
Yeah. Count that one. You know, count that one done and out of the oven. It's time to move on to the next tray.
Exactly, my man. But that's Eli the Curry, though. He's been running this character for so long. Definitely has the optimization down and knows how to play these matchups to a T with this character.
Yeah, and like on paper, right? Sagat definitely has the tools to beat Laura. But she's one of those characters that, like, what exactly this situation where she has V-trigger, she's not dead until she's dead. Her potential for a comeback is always there.
That's what makes her super strong. Is one of those characters that's never down until the KO screen is on, and Sagat not really a character that's really known for that comeback, but typically he does not have fireballs on the fireball right here.
My God. He just busted out with the light punch DP. Okay, he's one grab away. Laura doesn't get mixed off.
Gets the command grab though. Eli the Curry
going
in.
The meaty elbow to get the real mix-up off the command grab. That was so good.
Laura wins.
Eli the Curry says, "I'm taking you for a ride. Get in, dog. You're getting out of this tournament. All right." That's what's going on. This is 2-up. Flakido got to switch, dog. He got to do something. He's got to. I like the idea to kind of get the lead. You know, using the normal stuff like that in mid range. But sometimes Eli the Curry just switches up the pacing and doesn't allow that to happen.
Round one.
Man, I'm not at the level that Flakido's at. I'm a long ways off, right? But I have to imagine that maybe you might try switching to Seth, because so far Sagat has not worked. And that's not to say that the character, you know, doesn't have what it takes, but maybe you would just play more comfortably with another character and have more confidence in the matchup.
I do think it's a confidence thing. I think there's moments where Flakido just, like, he loses that confidence once Eli gets in, right? You see him just backing away, but that crouching unity kick is so strong, it's been bucked this season, and now you're in the corner, you have to be a versatile, has to do something. EX Fireball gets the knockdown dash up, and I like Eli saying, "Listen, I'm gonna block this out. I know what comes after, dog. I know what comes after."
And Eli can play, you know, he can play without feeling very stressed if even he deals with a V reversal, if even he gets knocked down, because not only does Sagat not really have strong mix-up potential and strong comeback potential, but like Flakido has not found a way to make the knockdowns or V reversals count.
Oh! What a call up from Eli to see the fireball go for the EX.
Yep.
My man's a weakling.
Ooh, okay, that DX was great. That DX was really, really good.
Yeah, the timing was good. Very good. Using the DX to kind of get that's a fireball trap right there, right? I'm rolling you to sleep with the fireballs, then bam, I hit you with the water.
He did a strong job of breaking up Eli the Curry's rhythm. He was lulling him into a certain pattern for throwing fireballs, and that's something good Sagat players do, is they'll trick you into thinking, okay, I can throw a fireball here, I can throw a fireball here, right? And then all of a sudden they throw out their super fast EX fireball and it catches you and you take, you know, 150 damage or whatever.
Okay, sweeper sweep, getting the knockdown right here. Still Flakido stuck in the corner. He's got to find a way out. He's got to find the exit sign. Not that way. That's a brick door right there.
That
He's in front.
He's trying to shimmy in. I like him taking the corner back. That was, and you know, taking the corner back and just starting to chuck the fireballs, build up the gray damage, build up the chip damage.
And right underneath that you know, right underneath the timer right there.
Oh, okay.
Go in and right here.
Damn it.
Okay.
Was a chance. But where is Laura going to get her activation? Which she just does it raw. And, oh, this is a tough situation.
Oh, he runs into the EX. Oh, still got command grab. I was gonna say he doesn't get hit, but there it is, the command grab to put Eli the Curry on match point. My man is working right here.
And I think one of the bigger things that we're seeing play into Eli the Curry's dominance in the later part of the set is his movement options. You know, Sagat he has the slow walk speed, he's got a slow dash, and he does have decent range on some of his buttons, but they're fairly slow. And a character like Laura that can bob and weave and work her way in at such peculiar timings and really throw off your reactions, Sagat's gonna struggle with that if you're not very studied in the matchup. Oh, he's just
land.
Oh man,
that could have helped out so much in continuing the pressure, but now the only pressure is Eli the Curry. It's command grab and it's over. Eli the Curry moving on to the loser side of Grands, dog. That was an exciting match from Eli the Curry, showcasing how powerful he is, how studied he is, and now he's one away. You take it.
Yep, he is going up against Commander Jesse in Winner's Side Grand Finals. It's going to be interesting to see if Eli the Curry can carry his momentum and not lose steam. So far, he has not missed a beat. His throttle has been turned up, and we've seen player after player struggle to match his pace. And I feel like, Jesse is a world-class Dhalsim, one of the best sims in the country, one of the best sims in the world. And that's not even saying his other characters that he has. He's a caliber of player that has multiple characters at top level. And so if there is a player in this bracket that can match Eli the Curry's momentum and pace and rhythm, I think Jesse can do it. But we're going to see between the battle of these two West Coast Titans.
I am excited because, like you said, Jesse actually is like, his other characters are almost damn near as strong as his sim. His Colleen actually defeated, it was, I'm blanking on the name. I know it's Wash His Hands or something like that. Who's an Akali player?
Is it
Akali Nakuma? Yes, Up to Stuff. Defeated Up to Stuff in a heat check. Sorry, I forgot the name. But defeated him in the heat check with Colleen. And that just shows you how studied he is with the character that, I wouldn't say it's very recent that he picked up, but has not as much time as his sim. So we're going to be seeing maybe a variety of play, a variety of characters possibly, depending on what he feels he's more comfortable in that matchup, because Sim can get pieced up, but maybe he feels comfortable with that. Maybe he feels comfortable just running the Colleen pick and run the neutral and saying, hey, listen, I'm going to run my stuff. But either way, it is Grand Finals, a Wednesday night fight, Street Fighter 5. We got Commander Jesse in the winner's side and Eli the Curry in the loser's side. People, let's get it.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm just looking at.
Hey man, because here's the thing: either person winning would be so ridiculous. I'm sorry, like I can't. Like to me,
it's good.
These two
it's
people
good. It's gonna be a high
here,
match.
I am oos, dude. I used to Commander Jesse with that Zangief on the other. He ain't running that. He ain't running that.
And this is good too, because like these are two players who are definitely no strangers to finals, right? But over the past couple of months, we've seen Pink, we've seen Samurai, we've seen Alex Myers, we've seen Mira, right? But these two don't really. I don't know that I've seen them match up against one another very often. So this is going to be an exciting match. It's going to be very hype.
Yeah. Man, this is the thing. People out here saying, yo, dog, why would I ever watch locals and stuff like that? Because this is the same kind of action that you'll be seeing in, NA West too. This is the same kind of action you'll be seeing when offline returns. The same players that see each other in the bracket. All these players that show up in the top 8 do big damage. It don't matter who's up on the plate. From Japan, from any other region, EU, doesn't matter. Because the players out here that are in top 8 are the ones making waves. And you're getting a preview, getting a taste of that action. It's not even an appetizer, man. This is a full course meal. Dig in as we get these grand finals out here again. Commander Jesse winner's side. And it's going to be Eli the Curry in loser's side. You got to reset that bracket, dragging down the judges to get the job done. And it's going to be Colleen for that fun. Dog, he's going Colleen with it? Commander Jesse?
What's interesting here is I think what we're gonna see play into the game plan big time is going to be stand roundhouse from Colleen to potentially beat preemptive fireballs from Laura, and we're gonna see the crouching medium kick really do work when Jesse can react to the fireballs, because we know that's how you deal with it, right? Is like crushing it with a low,
right.
And so I think we're gonna see Jesse try to shut down the fireball game from Eli the Curry.
That's definitely gotta be. You gotta be at that range, right? You gotta be like. You want to get too far,
Oh
but
my
you
God.
also want to be up too close. Gets a pickup. Yo, the buff. That was the season.
Yep.
Ooh.
That helps so much.
Watching me kick. Activation knew it was coming.
Okay.
Got
Yep.
dropped.
Yep.
Bigger
Because of
drop.
too. Yep. And that's we've seen over time because Colleen can be such an oppressive character with V-Trigger 2 mix-ups that people have really figured out that, you know, if you get knocked down and she's throwing the hail, you do the delay wake-up. You don't even try to deal with the left-right mix-up or, you know, teching the throw or whatever. You just lay on the ground and let her work out the scheme.
That's one of those things where, oh my God,
Dang, the Michael
gets the throw.
It was so good.
Okay, Eli, with the awareness, I'm telling you, we've seen it all day with how he deals with projectiles and how he deals with the individual moves of the characters, right? He was able to blow through that, the double overhead, the double
Man,
three,
his
counter
momentum
twice.
right now is just so hard. He's almost stunned. One guess away, and oh, the throw tech. I
Do it
can't believe
again.
he's dead.
Y'all want to hear that? The neutral jump. He said, bring me a real character.
Not
Bring
quite
me
dead.
the sim.
How's he gonna finish it off? That delayed jab, man.
Bro,
You know,
bring me the
despite-
sim. Bring me the sim right now.
You know, like obviously Eli's offense there was super impressive, but what I really liked was the calculated sequence at the end. He delayed his second jab just enough to beat a throw tech attempt because he knew the frame advantage, right? And then even at the end, he spaced himself with the block string as such that he could frame trap with the fireball. Just so many layers to think about, and honestly, that's what you got to deal with when you're fighting Laura, especially one of that caliber. The mental stack that we always talk about.
The thing is, it builds, and the thing is like I feel like that just shows you how people are when they have this, when they practice their characters. It doesn't matter what character that you have. If you spend the time and effort with any character, well, I would say the majority of the cast, you can make things happen. I've seen an Alex hit top 8, and I've seen a Ken almost win a stacked EU tournament, the best of the best. Right? I've seen a Mika win an EU tournament. So if you put in the work, it don't matter what character you got, you can get it. All right? And my man is looking to get it against this sim. He said, "Bring me your real one." He said, "This isn't your true form. Show me your true form." So I just said, "Let me show you the form of yoga, bro." And now he's switching to sim, his old favorite, the character he's been using for the longest.
Yes, he's definitely got the most experience with sim, right? And he's a master of the character's movement, the character's defensive and offensive options. This should be a more comfortable matchup for him. Now, Eli the Curry is definitely no slouch. Obviously, you know he's playing at such a strong, fast, and explosive level in this bracket so far. So Jesse's really going to have to be on his A game to try and keep Eli the Curry out and get his own offense going when he gets the knockdown. And that is not a good look. He's got to shake off those nerves and rust.
Yeah, I mean, right now Jesse's just running that long range game, dog. Just pecking away. Anti-air. One more hit to do it. You gotta be careful. You know, if Laura gets in, she's running them pockets. No health or not, she'll run them pockets. There's not a lot of defense on the side of poor old Sim, but it don't matter because he done did it. Hit him low, and that's the thing. You can't be throwing out the bolts like that in the neutral because Sim can just reach any which way.
Exactly.
My man's Mr. Fantastic. He's got them plastic, dog. He will be every which way. He's like a principal. He's like a I can't think of the name. What's it? The dude, Mr. Armstrong. There we go.
Yes, Stretch Armstrong. Hell yeah.
But there's like no limit to the stretch. You know how like, as a kid you throw it and it busts. This one's like the infinite version out there, dog. Like, you gotta be careful about what you throw out against this character. Nice anti-air. Commander Jesse can deal with that commanding lead.
Yeah, and right there, he's getting Sim's mix-up going, throwing out the EX Fireball to make Laura have to decide, does she want to block it, does she want to jump, and that gives Sim the opportunity to, mix up whether he wants to teleport, whether he wants to slide in, whether he wants to float in. He can do all these options to cover the defense that, again, just keeps it in his favor, and that's what allowed him to win there. Laura was low enough in life that the EX Fireball was almost a checkmate situation.
Yo, Commander Jesse said, "This is what you wanted, dog." This is what you really wanted, huh? This is what you wanted, huh? And you see look at the frame traps right there, the spacing that he has to make him try to press a button, to make him want to try to press a button and punish him for it. And then he just commandingly takes over the neutral and commandingly takes over his pressure, then backs away. It's his dance, dog. He knows the song.
Exactly. Yeah, he's doing a. Oh man, is he dead? Oh my gosh, he did so much.
One more hit.
Okay,
here we
and
go.
here's Laura's chance. Knockdown Sim doesn't have good defensive options. Okay, what's he gonna do?
Run the pocket. Get in the pocket.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was so dangerous. That could have been super bad, but he stays alive with that, able to float away, and he wants a way out. Yeah, the bar is gone. Trigger's still on the deck, so it's still things are still strong, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, you know, Eli the Curry has to be so careful about when he's going to throw out the fireballs from that range because, you know, we've seen Jesse react already with crouch or with stand fierce to beat it. Okay, we get him.
Oh, the jump back up fade away. Bro, he faded away with DC with the jump shot. Commander Jesse. And you talked about this before. Commander Jesse's defense is so strong when it needs to be. When it counts, man. You saw him. I couldn't have did it. A lesser person could have did it, but Commander Jesse done doing it. You see the slide underneath too, the side switch and get the throw.
Yeah, the awareness there was, you know, the awareness and clutch factor there was Jordan game 6, right? It was so calculated because he knew in that situation in the corner and the frame advantage that he was dealing with, the best situation for him to not have to worry about the follow-up frame trap from Laura was to just do jump back medium kick. And it was either going to get him out of the pressure or it was going to beat the throw attempt. It was super smart. Oh man, that kick was so hard to deal with.
And that's unfortunate. You see all the great life right there? What a one hit would have been right there for Commander Jesse. But now, it's all even on rounds and matches here. 1-1, 1-1. Let's see if either person can get it done.
Yep, I like the awareness. Just a little bit ago, we saw Eli the Curry taking his turn back after a close range stand fierce from Dawson. You know, it's super minus, not minus enough in that spacing to get a punish, but he could take his turn back and then you know, impose his will, and that has let him you know, get a little bit of damage going. But we see Jesse taking that life lead back, and he's dead.
Nah, dog, yo, nah. Commander Jesse, nah, you built different today, dog. I don't know what you built out of, dog, but you built different today. Did you see that ridiculous setup? Like, just things like that, the spacing. It's a setup that you see constantly from a lot of sim players at the top level. But the spacing to make it happen, the conditioning to make it happen, that's what makes it beautiful. That's what makes it super strong. That's what makes Jesse just a cut above a lot of other sim players and cut above the rest in terms of players. And right now, he's about to take down Eli the Curry and prevent the reset from even happening.
Yeah, and like to have that kind of strategy and confidence going in against somebody who, you know, I'm sure he's been watching Eli the Curry play, and he's seen him just steamrolling through everybody. So to have a character like Sim who, you know, can definitely struggle in situations where he gets knocked down, in situations where he has to hold pressure and plus frames, and to just run his game like this is so impressive.
It's so amazing. Yo, the low, bro, he hit a low, made him say Figaro, and this is looking like Commander Jesse's all the way.
He is sitting at match point on winner's side. I don't know if he could be more comfortable unless he was chilling with his shoes off right now.
Bro, I bet you he's got his shoes up, he's relaxing his feet, man. My man is just big chilling out here. But here we go, the fadeaway. I love that back dash. Or the back walk into the head punch. It was switch the side. Now Eli the Curry with momentum.
Man, he got the side switch there. He's dead. Okay.
Of course he's dead.
Eli the Curry fighting back.
Meter, I like that. Making sure the meter gets everything done and puts one up on the
right here, you know, Jesse has to be careful not to be you know, falling into complacency, because it's very easy to think in a situation like that, it's really easy to think, okay, Laura gets those rounds every now and then, right? She has the rounds where she will just absolutely demolish you, and it can be hard not to like write that off as being figured out. So I hope he doesn't stray too far from his game plan and feel like he can just relax on his laurels. He still needs to be composed.
He's at work. It's a 9 to 5. He's working overtime. One more hit to do it, Jesse. Just he's that final. I would say one final conversion. Now it's the final hit.
How is Eli going to close his distance?
It's a dab to do it. A dab will do it right here. Just a touch, just a tap. This is all he wants. Just a bit. You know the Curry's got to work with it.
I cannot believe that he was going to throw that fireball there.
Oh man, that's has me clinched right now. I'm clinching my seat, dog. I'm clinched, man.
Okay, throwing out the EX fireball to get the screen advantage.
It's face.
Oh man.
Oh, you're right in the B reversal.
No option select on the teleport. And there's no feature on the Curry's side. How is he going to make this comeback? Oh my gosh, the
He might not. He's got to do something quick. But there's the fadeaway. Snipers on the roof, dog. Shooters on the roof. Commander Jesse is your winner of Wednesday Night Fights online in a hard-fought battle. Does it from winner's side with the sim.
That was, you know,
are you kidding me?
that was so good from Jesse to stick to his strategy and not get rattled at some, you know, there were going to be the sequences and moments where Laura was going to get in and make you guess wrong and then just absolutely melt your health bar. And that happens. And obviously it's super easy to feel disheartened by that, but he stayed strong with his iron will and took it in winners. Was that 3-0 or 3-1? 3-1?
That was 3-1.
3-1. So it wasn't a sweep, but it was very good.
I mean, it was great play by Commander Jesse. Great play by Eli the Curry all the way through the bracket, by the way. Loser side, he did some amazing plays. Really, yeah. I mean, like he really showcased the strength of his character, the strength of his own play, and how much he studied with this game. It's always great to see him, you know, just getting further and further, man. But this again shows you the passion and level of play that's out here in the West Coast, dog. Everyone's trying to one up each other, and it feels like almost every single other week or so, we see someone different in the top spot. Sometimes we didn't get to see Pink. Dog, where my boy Pink at? That's okay. Because, yo, you know what? It don't matter because next week, he could come back with a vengeance. But that's the great thing about this, the level play, dog. I keep saying it. Up, back, and forth, bro. Yep. Everyone's getting ready for that CPT in a West 2 coming up, and, you know, weeks upon weeks. I'm not even sure of the exact date, but it doesn't matter. What I am sure of is that we will return with some Street Fighter 5 next week.
Yes.
It's been a blast. Anything you want to say to the people before we, you know, launch off the space here?
Yeah, you know, just thank you guys so much for tuning in. You know, we try to bring you guys the best show every week, and considering the viewers that we have coming back, I think we're doing a good job. You get to see the best. So. Yeah, you get to see the best that the West Coast has to offer. You get to see these guys put in the work, try out new strategies, and you know, the support right now during the quarantine means more than you might imagine. So keep tuning in. Come back next week. You know, grab your popcorn, get your soda ready, and we will be back. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Peace out.
Adios.